Lord Rami Ranger, how do you think Rishi is likely to fare when it comes to relations with India? We've seen sometimes that leaders from Indian origin have tended to be rather critical towards India, possibly in an attempt to show, to basically show to their voter base that the United States or wherever else is where their loyalties really lie. Is that a burden that Rishi could carry with him, or do you think things like, take for example the free trade agreement which has been pending, which had to be, before it was torpedoed, wrapped up before Diwali, would actually get expedited because you've got a man who understands the significance of India-UK ties?
I think there are two things you have to understand. First thing first, Rishi is not a Prime Minister because he's a Hindu. He is Prime Minister because he has tremendous qualities and merit. He has contested twice to be where he is today. As an immigrant, we have to work hard. We have to go the extra mile, which Rishi has done. He was tried, tested by so many ways to come to conclusion, his colleague, that he's the right man for the job. So number one. Number two, when you help others, you also help yourself. By helping India, he will also help Britain, because Britain has to look outward. It cannot just survive on its own. It has to build relationship, connection with countries which share its values. Secular, democratic country with the rule of law at the heart of their governance. We are not like India is not like China, where you have to watch your back and front when you do trade business with them. So by helping India, he will also help his country, Great Britain, where I live, my future, my children live, and our destiny lies. So by helping others is not a bad thing. And Indian economy is number 5th or 6th in the world, and the free trade agreement will be the mother of all free trade agreement between number 5th and 6th economy. And look at the size of India's market. It's growing at the rate of 6 to 7%, which can pull British economy from its sluggish growth. So therefore, by helping others, by uniting with people, you become a credible force. You know, I have built up business in 130 countries I have no money, to buy companies or to acquire anything. I built a strategic alliance in countries, which is the best way to go forward when we are not able to win alone. So India is the largest buyer of defense equipment. India can provide Britain the scale of manufacturing like we did for the COVID vaccination in a pharmaceutical industry. JCB, earth moving equipment, now have two factories, one in Rajasthan, one in Gujarat, exporting to 90 countries. The only way Britain can compete with China is by having strategic alliance with a country like India, where there is a very loyal and skilled labor force in abundance and cost you fraction of what it costs in the United Kingdom. If they don't help India, their defense industry is contracting and it might disappear. But by joining hands with India, their defense industry can get a shot in the arm, because India needs everything, because India has got two hostile neighbors, communist and religious state, on one side communist, one side religious state. So therefore, India has to have relationship with the West. The West have always backed the wrong people in the past, and thanks to Modi's pragmatic leadership, where he's keeping relationship with Russia and keeping relationship with America, you cannot put all your egg in one basket. The best thing is you have to look after your own interest and never leave your interest to somebody else. Just make it India is the best policy. With Israel we are working. Now we can work with United Kingdom. You know, the relationship has changed. Britain was a occupying force in India. We were their colony. Today relationship is equal. We are not even equal. We are bigger. We are 1.4 billion people. There are 65 million people. Look at our size of the economy. So therefore, we are now going ahead as equal partner who need each other to fight most.
Alex D, in your view, how are relations between India and the United Kingdom likely to fare under Sunak?
Well, I think that it's true to say that people who have a particular affinity with a place are more likely to think of them first when they consider where to go next with trade arrangements. And there's no secret about the fact that trade between a post-Brexit independent and sovereign United Kingdom and India has stuttered. It has not moved ahead as quickly as we might have hoped. But I hope that it will do under Rishi Sunak as our new Prime Minister. But I just wanted to return to one point that you were discussing with my fellow panellists, because it seems to me quite important that Rishi Sunak is in the position he's in on merit. He has achieved the position that he is in because of his own abilities and his own activities as a politician, rather than about his background or his gender or his ethnicity. Disagreements in my party between him and Liz Truss weren't about the fact that she was of one faith or he was another. People's religions are, as my fellow panellists have pointed out, their own business in our country, and we don't tend to discuss them very much. The disagreements in the UK were about matters to do with economics and whether we should tax more and spend more, whether we should cut government spending and cut taxes. Those are the kinds of issues that really led to Liz Truss being elected and then to Rishi Sunak being elected. And I would just make the point that it's the Conservative Party which elects people on merit and chooses them on merit that's produced 3 female prime ministers and now our first ethnic minority prime minister in the modern age, rather than the Labour Party, which produces people on selections processes which are biased according to their backgrounds. I think it's best to choose your candidates on merit, and I think that Rishi Sunak becoming our prime minister from the Conservative Party demonstrates that.